Hello, and welcome to Emergence, an advanced 5th edition campaign. We are all so excited you can join us for the genesis of this adventure. I'm very excited to get into what we have planned. But before then, let's get to meet our players.
Hi, I'm Cole Wolfrun on all socials. It's WULFRN, not like this normal spelling of wolf. Pronouns are he, him, and I will be playing Calivor. He's just a big, nice man.
Hi, my name is Abigail, she, her, also known as Abigail the Nerd, and I will be playing Vela, the Twilight Dancer.
Howdy, I am Spencer. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on TikTok under SpencyDM. That's a EY in between the C and the Y. And I'll be playing Neander.
Hi, I'm Bex. I am fueling on all of the socials, and my pronouns are she, her, or they, them, and I am playing Rain. It's going to be the healer.
Hey, hi, hello, how y'all doing? My name is Royale. I go by the Royalith on all socials. Whether it's a dot or not, you have to figure that part out. And today, I'm just going by Agnew.
And I am Jake. You can find me at Jacob_Oland on pretty much everywhere. And I'll be playing everybody else, pronouns he, him. So, I think without any further ado, we are going to jump into the first ever session of Emergence. Nearly 600 years following the War of Seven Roses, the country of Didaeus has known nothing but peace. With the five great houses advising the sovereign, trade has prospered, science and magic advance hand in hand, and the world is a vast place waiting to be explored. However, although Didaeus as a whole knows peace, the small town of Holyhead does not. Nestled in the roots of the Firespine Mountains by the headwaters of the Silver Scale River, Holyhead is a quiet village of farmers and tradesmen. And up until about 6 weeks ago, the most the local guard ever had to deal with were occasional drunks and minor civil disputes. That was until the Crimson Band arrived. This motley crew of thieves and brutes found the town easy enough to command, especially after sending half of the guard up the northern road for an unknown purpose. Now they lord over the town from the Trout Tavern and Inn, taking the best of food, drink, and coin. And this is where we find ourselves as the sun sets, lowering down over the Firespine Mountains, twilight greeting us. As the sun goes down, Cole, where do we find Calivor?
Calivor is walking into town, still kind of dabbing his brow from sweat, as he has just finished his daily chores back home on the farm. And so Calivor is a large guy. He's probably about six. I think I have him 6'6". He's very, very burly, very strong. Just, just a big guy. But he always has a smile on his face, and his bright, bright blue eyes just shine for anyone who looks at him. And he's just walking through town, heading towards the tavern after a long day of working at the farm. Maybe wiping his hands through his blonde hair, just trying to just trying to get a drink after a long day at work.
Absolutely. Now, as you walk through town, typically this time of night, the streets begin to get a little full as people make their way in out of the fields and the various shops, also hoping to go to the Trout Tavern and Inn. But something you've noticed over the last few weeks is that fewer and fewer people have been going to the Trout, as the members of the Crimson Band have turned it into something of their own private headquarters. But I imagine something like that is not going to dissuade Calavar from getting that evening drink.
Nope, he's no stranger to these Crimson folks, and he just saunters on through, just like making his way through town, nodding at people he knows, and just makes his way to the doors of the Trout.
Sitting outside of the doors of the Trout, there is a half-elf sitting on a barrel with a large bottle of wine, liquor, you're not really sure, but tucked into their belt is a long and wicked dagger. They have a shaved head, and this person. This is Clift, one of the members of the Crimson Band, and they give you a look of, if someone can roll their eyes without actually physically rolling their eyes, that is what Clift is doing in your direction. But you enter the tavern, which there are very few patrons here. Do you go to the bar, or do you get a table?
I go sit up at the bar, my usual spot, just kind of like sit up there, kind of lean my arms to the table after a long day, just lets out a big, long whew as he just waits.
Yeah. After a moment, Brito, who is the owner of the Trout Tavern, kind of saunters his way over, cleaning a mug, as every barkeep is always doing. And he asks you, somewhat, you can tell he's very stressed out. Brito is not known as a particularly confrontational man, but he asks you. He says, "Oh, evening, Cal. What will it be? The usual?"
Oh yeah, the usual will be right fine by me, bro.
Fantastic. As he what is Calavar's usual?
He just likes a good old honey mead, like a standard, basic. He's not a fancy man. He knows what he likes.
Fantastic. Pouring you a tall tankard of mead, Brito brings it back to you, and I think over perhaps in by the what was once a stage that had constant either local or traveling musicians, I think Abigail, do we perhaps see someone around the stage in the tavern?
Probably. Yes, Vela would. Honestly, it's depending on what her situation is right now. She might just be kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
Looking a little confused. She definitely stands out anywhere she's at. She has very long, wavy white hair that she wears just totally loose, so it falls in her face and stuff like that. These black, long antlers that are adorned with jewelry and chains. She has a cool tan skin, deep blue eyes that reflect the night sky, even though we're indoors and it's not quite night yet. She has these odd markings on her limbs, the joints of her limbs, that look like a puppet's. And her costume that she wears is incredibly elaborate. A knee-length dress with a beaded blue bodice and an upside-down crescent moon at the center of it. And it ombres out into a purple skirt that has more beading that shows different constellations, and purple ballet shoes. Yeah, I think she's just kind of sitting there looking around like...
Sitting next to you,
You're
is
muted, Jake.
thank you. Sitting next to you is a young human man named Neve, who is currently tuning a lute, who is also, much like you, not a local, and it seems not too long after your troop was strongly encouraged to leave town. Neve wandered in looking for a place to play, and much as you were, has been strongly encouraged to stay and provide entertainment. And he is sitting next to you, currently tuning up his lute. But Cal, you and Vela both hear heavy footsteps from the floor above you, where the rooms are, and stepping down into the common area of the tavern is a quite large red-scaled dragonborn. He is incredibly broad at the shoulders. He's got like a thick, like almost like his shoulders are almost level with the back of his head. And he's wearing kind of bits and pieces of armor, but this is Phaethon, who is the leader of this small gang. And he looks over at Neve, who, like, with as the heavy footfalls, Neve kind of like looks over, very nervous, and Phaethon just goes, "Play." And Neve kind of quickly goes up onto a stool on the stage and begins playing a somewhat timid but jaunty song. As Phaethon goes up to the bar a few seats down from you, Calavar, and kind of, he doesn't slam his hand down, but he rests a very large hand down on the bar, and he looks over at Brito, and he goes, "Drink, please." And Brito brings over like 2 or 3 tankards of mead and puts them before him. The first one, Phaethon drinks down in like one go. Do you do anything in this moment, Cal?
I think Cal is just he's been coming here like every day, and he's just eyeing like out of the corner of his eye Phaethon, and he's just continuing to drink his mead and listening in. He looks a little if Cal could look agitated, he's looking a little agitated because he's like, it's not often he sees someone like as big as he is in this town, and like, so when the guy first showed up, he was probably nice and tried to make small talk, and the guy was not nice. So now he's like, "I don't like you, fella." So, and he's just gonna keep drinking his drink, maybe just wiping his chin with like the bottom of his shirt because he's a simple farm boy. He doesn't know his manners very well, and he's just gonna keep staring over there, and then he's just gonna turn on his stool and lean against the bar and like watch the performance.
Yeah.
And just smile and raise his mug at them and just like try to be as nice, like make them feel welcome.
There's probably only about like 4 or 5 other patrons in here. Typically on an evening like this, it would be packed. But it does seem that the presence here has kept people in their homes. As Neve kind of looks at you watching, and you're a very positive person. So, you know what? Go ahead. I would like you to roll the first check of the campaign. I would like you to give me just a straight charisma check.
Oh, good. I'm good at those. Roll 20. Total of 24.
This boat. There we go. This bodes well. Neve, look at kind of as you kind of give him that like that very kind and polite smile. Neve kind of gives a genuine, like, you see his smile go from like that kind of stretched stage smile goes to more of a genuine smile as he seems really encouraged by your presence here, and the song kind of picks up pace. It becomes steadier, and he just transitions into a much more lively tune. Phaethon kind of turns in his seat, looking at the music, and he look. I'm gonna roll a die for Phaethon. Okay. Noted. Coming in from outside the door, Clift looks at Neve, hears the music, and kind of chuckles and looks at you, Vela, and just kind of like cocks their head and just goes, "Do a flip of some shit. Come on." Which is not uncommon for these folks to sort of just be like, "Do a flip."
Okay. I'm not gonna do a flip, but
He said "or some shit." They said
Yeah.
"or some shit," to be fair.
I think she'll start doing a like an improvised ballet routine to the tune that is being played.
Yeah.
Probably one using her typical motif, which
Yeah.
is that of some disjointed music box ballerina grace.
That is spooky as hell, and I absolutely love it.
She's a spooky girl.
Go ahead, just to shake things up a little bit, I'm going to call this a dexterity performance check.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. 17.
17, that is very good. Good rolls off the bat, gang. As almost against the vibes that this evening started out with, the vibes of the tavern kind of get good as good music begins to play, and the people, the people who are local to the town, they don't often get like trained performers like you, save for like the troupe you rolled in here with, save for those occasions. So this is a delight for them. Clift goes over to the bar next to Phaethon, and now I almost said passive perception. However, we are not playing Dungeons and Dragons. We are playing advanced 5th edition. So let me do a rule check real quick. Unless, Cole, do you happen to have Cal's passive perception already written down?
I have what it would be based on my knowledge of this, and it's 12.
Okay. Well, hey, quick note for the audience. This is the first time all of us are playing this system, so this will be a learning experience as we go. So bear with us at times. Luckily, we're going to roll with it. So on a 12, I'm going to roll a... I guess I'm just going to call this a regular little stealth check for them to see how concealed their conversation is. Well, I'm going to say with a 12 on the die, and with this being a weird check, I'm not going to give them a bonus to it. Perhaps bolstered by the fact that there is some loud music playing, people are tapping along, and perhaps Clift does not feel the need to talk as quietly as one might normally. Calvor, you overhear Clift say quietly to Phaethon, "The wagon should be here in the morning, and then we can get the rest of them off that we need to." Phaethon quietly responds, "Good. It'll be good. We'll send them off as quickly as we can. I'd rather not keep him waiting. But hopefully this will keep things in check here for a time. Thank you, Clift." And as Clift nods, kind of looks over and kind of catches you, maybe like half leaning an ear towards them, and gives you a bit of a check, a bit of a do something.
I just kind of look down at him, even though I'm sitting, and just to kind of just give him a big smile. But I rolled a little on my own. If you like, just a little control check, and Calvor is clenching one of his fists really hard, but he's trying to like hide. He's literally standing like this and clenching his fist into his side because he heard that did not make him happy at all. But
Yeah.
he's giving a smile that doesn't reach his eyes right now,
Okay.
and his eyes are like looking down at this little half elf, like, I hate you and everything about you. But he's giving him a smile.
Clift is looking up at you in a way that, like, in the way that only somebody who's killed people can look at someone this much bigger than them. A confidence that that just flies in the face of the size difference here. But as Vela and Cal, as you guys are in the tavern, I want to pan over Bex. Where do we find Rain at this time?
So Rain currently, you see, if you were looking from, an outside, you see an opalescent tiefling. She has pretty small upward jetting horns and very, very pale skin with pink and green and blue hues kind of splashed throughout. And to any onlooker, it would be clear that something is off with the end of her tail. Upon any closer inspection, it seems that the entire distal half has been lost by something and has been replaced and cobbled together a bionic tail. It does appear to move on its own, but very roughly compared to the rest of her very fluid movements. She's dressed simply. She has a lot on her belt. And there appear to be a lot of stains on her clothing, on her skirt, whether it's from ichor, whether it's from any sort of machine oil or something else more sinister. It's not readily apparent, but she's not clean. And you see her just sitting on the floor cross-legged, and she's folding pressed blankets, kind of overseeing Father Caius, who is in the clock tower fixing parts, these giant mechanical parts of this clock tower, and she's just kind of contributing, occasionally looking up. He's sort of shouting to her any questions that he has, and they're just kind of brainstorming ways to improve the mechanism.
Yeah, Father Caius, who is even in his somewhat advanced age as a minotaur, is still quite strong. He's quite tall and broad, but his face has mostly white fur that has like speckled into his much darker browns. But as he is currently turning a crank in the main mechanism of this clock tower that is also built into what is the temple of this village. As he turns it, he gives it a crank and he goes, "Now, Rain, you must remember that any mechanism cannot be overwound. It is important that you allow things to loosen of their own accord so that when the time comes, they can be rewound. Oh, by the gods. That being said, it is important that we rest and allow ourselves to recover. But Rain, why do you think this is getting so difficult to do?" As he cranks it again.
She just kind of looks up and she goes, "Well, when was the last time you oiled the thing?"
I believe the last... I need a break. I believe the last time that, I thought... Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Rain, that I had asked you to oil it about 2 weeks ago. Now, I could be misremembering in my advanced years.
You see her normally very pale face redden very quickly and go, "I absolutely did not do that, but I meant to. And I will do that right away. I know it's late. I know these bandages need pressing. Just move out of the way. I'll do it.
No,
I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it."
What did I just say about a clock being wound too tight?
It should always be wound very tight.
That is not the point of what I was saying. Rain, I think it can wait until tomorrow. Things have their time and place. Hey, how appropriate. How appropriate to do it at the dawn, at the time of discovery. Just as
Correct. As our deity prophets, absolutely. You are absolutely correct.
Yes.
Very wise. Very wise. This is why I was sent to you.
Don't patronize me. Don't patronize me. Right.
I would never.
He chuckles as he kind of tucks the crank into his belt, makes his way down the ladder as the main mechanism begins to yes. Very good, very good. I will say, I much enjoy having an assistant. This was not good work before you came. Well. How are the pressings going? All is well?
I think so. I feel like if we had better bandages rather than just ripped up sheets, it could be better. I'm going to be honest. I know that's what we have.
No, you're right. You're right. I've been waiting on a shipment of supplies, but I suppose whatever those ne'er-do-wells down at the tavern are doing is perhaps keeping our shipments from us.
We also have been going through them rather quickly now with them in town.
Yes, more wounds than usual.
Unfortunately.
Yes. Now, Rain, here is a query for you. Something for you to roll around in the old noodle. If, let's say, there is a small bit of debris amongst the gears and mechanisms of a device, is it better to let that debris stay until eventually the mechanism works it through its system and the debris is expelled? Or is it better to go into the mechanism and remove the debris?
Well, we must remove it, of course. I feel like you're trying to say something very deep just now, and I'm just not getting it.
That's okay. That's okay, Rain. There are... You haven't been here for too terribly long, but there are many more lessons that I'm trying to impart. I haven't been a teacher in many years, but...
Oh, but I've learned so much from you. You've been very helpful.
And you've been a good student. You're very... No, I think you're going to pick up on this very well. You've got your own path that you're carving out before you, and I think it is a good path for you. But just
I hope so.
Just be careful with how things have been lately. I have a feeling that just as the dawn will bring discovery, I fear it may also bring change.
Hopefully good change.
Well, I suppose that all depends on who takes charge of the change, doesn't it? You finish up with those pressings. I'm gonna go put a kettle on for some tea, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And he kind of gives your shoulder a little squeeze, and goes off to the kitchen of like the rectory attached to the temple, and begins getting ready to brew some tea for the two of you. So as you finish up kind of straightening up these bandages and these supplies, I imagine you might share a cup of tea with Father Caius. Would Rain be staying, in the rectory of the temple, or would she be staying somewhere else in town?
I think probably she would be in the temple as long as that's permitted.
Absolutely. You are a student of Father Caius, and as such, you have essentially full access to the temple.
Yeah, I'd be staying there. I'd be up late, trying to clean when his back is turned.
As you're kind of straightening up, there is a knock, not at the main door of the temple, but at the door of the rectory. And Caius says, I'll get it, Rain. And he makes his way over to the door, opens it, and you just hear him say, Oh, Haldor. Yes. What is everything all right? And you know Haldor to be the name of the guard captain here in town. You hear him say, just making the rounds, making sure everything is as it should be. You doing all right? You and your acolyte? Oh yes, we just had a. Would you like a cup of tea? I believe the kettle is still hot. I'm fine. I just restless this evening. Father Haldor kind of looks back. Is Rain is Rain trying to observe their conversation, or?
Yeah, absolutely. She'd be kind of perked up. She'd like already have grabbed another teapot and like be just about to pour, and then looks very dejected when he says like, no.
I would like you to give me a wisdom perception check.
Okay. Everyone else did really well. I'm sure I will not do well.
Hey, the pendulum's got to swing at some point.
Yeah, it's a nat 1.
There we go.
Well, there's the balance for my 20.
Yep, there's the balance.
Much like a grandfather clock, the pendulum swings back and forth. Father Case kind of like takes a half step out the door, and you hear him and Haldor exchanging quiet words. You can't make out what they're saying, but they are deliberately trying to make sure you can't hear them. But after a moment or two, Father Case just says, "Well, it either will or it won't. You get some rest. Tea? You sure I can't tempt you?" I'm fine, but I appreciate it, Case. I'll see you in the morning. Okay. Closes the door. Father Case looks at you and he goes, "Well, the oiling of the clock may need to wait. Apparently there's to be some sort of gathering in the town square tomorrow morning."
What sort of gathering?
Who's to say? Apparently there is some sort of announcement that's going to be happening. Perhaps these bandits are going to announce that they're leaving. Who knows?
I can only hope.
We can. Well, we can always do more than hope. Let that be the last lesson of the day. I'm going to bed. And he kind of moves through the rectory to his room. And he's, if the sun's going down, Father Caius is in bed. His door closes, and you are in the kitchen of the rectory by yourself. What is Rain gonna get up to anything?
She's absolutely gonna go up and oil the clock.
I'm gonna say, go ahead. I'm gonna call this. Oh, there's an engineering skill.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that fascinating? I would like you to give me an intelligence engineering with advantage.
Okay.
Because of Father Caius's instruction.
So I have the proficiency from my background, so it's a +1.
Yes, at the moment it is a +1.
Oh Lord, that's still not great. Okay, it's a 14.
14. That's okay. That's above average. It takes you a little bit longer than perhaps you would have wanted to. There's at one point the oil can runs out sooner than you would have wanted. So you have to go down, you have to refill it, then you have to go back up. So you are up a little later into the night, but you do get it done.
Okay.
And you get it done well.
Yay.
We're gonna shift over to Spencer. Where's Neander as this is going on?
Yeah, Neander. I think he's just sitting. He's outside. He has like a little book that he's reading on all the notes he's taken about the Feywilds and things, and he's just going over that. And I think honestly he's kind of across the dirt path away from the temple. And he's second guessing if he should go in. What you see is he's sitting there and see an elf. For the more learned, you would recognize that he's an Eladrin. And you kind of see he's wearing like all black, but he's trying to blend in, but he's not doing it well. His is what his version of what commoners wear. It's a very, it's a very nice black sleeveless tunic with a high fluted blue collar. He wears a nice leather brown belt with a silver buckle. He wears brown leather trousers and brown boots, and he has on his family signet ring that's like glowing blue crystal with a brass clasp, and he's just wearing like he has dark gray skin, the color of storm clouds, and he has silver white hair that's like braided back, and he's just going through his notes, looking back at the temple, going through his notes. And as anyone who walks by, when he looks up, you kind of see like startlingly beautiful eyes, like of silver, but like his pupils like are flashes of lightning. And when he gets excited, it's like sparks fly. And as he looks at his notes, like that's the place, that's the place. And like sparks fly, and he's just sitting there, second guessing if he should go and knock on the temple door.
Yeah. As you are there, looking at the outside of this temple, where traditionally in like some settings, a temple might have a bell tower. Temples in Didaeus have clock towers. And you see at the front of the temple there is a stained glass window, one of the few like very nice ornamentations, honestly, in Holyhead. But there's a stained glass window depicting the ring of the sun and moon cycles that represent the four gods of this world, the four traditional newer gods, shall we say. I want to know what insight do you think Neander is gaining in this moment?
I think there's something in him that says, kind of like, there's something that's kind of saying there may not be answers that you want, but there may be some closure, something semblance of closure going there that he's looking for. He doesn't know exactly what, because his notes just stop from what he's been studying about the Feywild at his family's library. And so he's on this adventure. It's like the first stop is the gods.
As you sit there, you're debating whether or not to go knock on the temple door. You see walk up to the side of the of like where like the priest would be living, a different red scaled dragonborn than we saw earlier. This one much more kind of tall with good posture, wearing much nicer kept armor. Has Neander been in Holyhead long? For a long time?
I would say he's been there he's been there for maybe like a week before the Crimson Band.
Gotcha.
So that's why when he would have arrived, he wore like a nice cloak with his family crest on there. But now he's like, let's wear what commoners wear. And so that's what
I know what that is.
Yeah.
You recognize this dragonborn as Haldor Brightwing, who is the captain of the guard. He probably checked in with you at one point when you showed up before the Crimson. He's like just kind of checking in, who's this fancy lad who's wandered into the town. But you see him walk up to the rectory. You see him speak to the priest, Father Caius. They have a hushed conversation. Same question for you as I asked of Rain earlier. As you see them kind of step closer to each other to have this conversation, is Neander the type who might try to overhear this conversation?
I think not. I think he's been around for a long time. I think he knows how to read a room, if you will. It's like that's not a conversation he should be hearing. So I think he's gonna see that there's people there. He's gonna start walking closer, but purposely like not walk as fast so that they can get their conversation over with.
Yeah. As they do their conversation, and perhaps you were expecting it to take a little longer, but they step away from each other, and the priest closes the door, and Haldor turns around and he sees you approaching, and as before he makes his way back into like the center of town, he gives you a nod, and he'll walk somewhat closer as he kind of goes out of his way. He says, just letting you know, there's been a gathering called for in the morning. It seems that there is something to be announced.
Can you, and Neander will say, can you tell me any more about what this announcement will be?
I would like you to give me a charisma persuasion check.
Okay. And it's a +1 for proficiency, right?
At the moment, yes. Yes, another thing for the audience, our players are level 0 right now.
It's a 16.
A 16, that's pretty good. Usually pretty reserved, especially about this type of information. It's you get a vibe that Haldor is maybe not at his wit's end, but you can tell he's very tired mentally. And he looks around, make sure no one else is listening. He says, The Crimson Band has a need of people to be gathered for some kind of announcement. They won't tell me what it is, but I have a feeling it is not going to be good, if you catch my meaning.
Neander will nod, and he would say, well, may Katomi guide you, Captain. And he would say, do you think they will let me stay the night in the temple?
Oh, Caius and Rain. No, they're good people. They've always got extra space here for travelers. And he glances down to your signet ring, and he goes, and it may be for the best if you don't stay in the tavern right now.
Yeah, I think Neander remember like when the Crimson Band took over the tavern, he had a room there, and they took his cloak, and so he doesn't have his family cloak anymore, but he managed to salvage his ring and some other things, but like got his ring and his book, but they took everything else. So he said, I gathered that. Yeah.
Just look out for yourself as he walks away, leaving you at the door of the temple by yourself. But I think you hear the sound of someone's doing some kind of work in there, kind of echoing down from the clock tower.
As he hears it, he's gonna look up, and for the watchers and listeners, Neander, when he stands up, he's about 6'4", and he has like his athletic build, broad shoulders. You can tell this guy lifts. He's gonna look.
Dudes in this party.
He's gonna look up, and he's gonna step back, and he's gonna say, "Hello, anyone there?"
Is Rain the type who is occupied enough by her work to hear or not hear someone calling from outside?
I think that she would like to be, but her passive perception is 10.
You call out, and you do not hear any change in the work being done inside the clock tower.
Neander's gonna say to himself, "Well, let's see if this door is unlocked." And he's just gonna go and like see if the door is unlocked. Just walk. Are
you going to the temple door, or like the door to like the rectory attached to it?
The door to the rectory.
That door, you turn the handle, it is locked.
Neander's like, makes sense. He's going to go to the temple.
The main temple door is unlocked.
And Neander, what he's going to do is, Can he kind of decipher like where like the path to get to the sound?
Yeah, easily enough. There's like a door that leads up, and I think actually, as you walk in, I think Rain, you come down to refill that oil can that has run out, and you walk down and you see a Neander standing there by the temple doors.
Hello. Hi. She like goes to put out her hand and then realizes it's just coated in oil and goes, maybe not. How can I help you? Are you hurt?
Neander looks down. He's like, "Well, I don't think so, but I was hoping." And he looks through his notes, and he reads out Katomi, the light of discovery. This is Katomi's temple, yes?
Yes, absolutely. Are you a
Um,
follower? Would you like to be?
I happen to be. In my studies, it shows that he's. I'm trying to find more information about who I am, and I think Katomi's the god of discovery. Correct?
Yes, and of knowledge and of innovation. The god of many things.
Then I think I'm in the right place. I think the only hurt I'm feeling is the hurt for lack of knowledge.
You're in the right place.
Well, I know it's getting late. I don't want to keep you. Do you mind if I just I imagine, Jake, there's like pews and
Yeah,
things
yeah,
here. Yeah.
very like old style church. There's like
Yeah.
two sections of pews. This is a small town, so there's probably only like 5 or 6 pews on each side, and then there is an altar at the front that has like a it's probably brass in this town, but there is like
Mhm.
a wire depiction of that circular symbol of the cycles of the sun. But I think there is special there. The main focus of this temple is to Katomi, and
Yeah.
while the other gods are represented and can certainly be prayed to, a priest of the light of discovery is the one who preaches here.
Yeah. Neander would say, "Well, I know it's getting late. I don't want to keep you, but do you mind if I sleep on one of these pews for the night?"
Of course, I can bring you blankets and pillows. A pew is not very comfortable.
Oh, it's fine. And Neander says, "I think I can do with a little humbling right now," as he like gestures to how he's dressed. I can do with a little humbling.
If you insist. And she will absolutely ignore that. And the minute that she walks away, she will come back with pillows and blankets.
And Neander would just say, "Thank you." And he says, "Just what was your name? I didn't catch it."
I'm Rain. And what was yours?
Neander kind of like do like a little valley. You see like the braid go over his shoulder. I am Neander of House Tyrion Valley.
Very nice to meet you, Neander.
Just a quick thing. The guard captain said there's an announcement happening tomorrow. He seemed wary. There's an announcement at a gathering. Just thought you and the others here should know.
I heard about that. I don't know what it's about, though.
He wouldn't say, but I've gathered it's not anything merry gathering.
Perhaps we should just skip it then, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think we should skip it. But I'm also here for discovery. We may discover new insights about those vagabonds, the Crimson Band.
It is a quandary, isn't it?
It is, and and he flips through his pages. I have all these pages to fill. Maybe we should go. Katomi would want us to go.
Perhaps we should sleep on it.
See you in the morning, Rain. And he's gonna go to the pew and like take the blanket and go to sleep.
Now, as we did decide when we were setting up the world, this is a world where the gods are active and present. So, Neander, as you sleep in a pew in a temple of Katomi, the light of discovery, seeking knowledge and information, I would like you to roll I'm going to call this a wisdom religion check. And if you get a 15 or higher, a 15 will get you something. A 20 or higher will get you a very, very specific something.
Okay. All right. Phew. That is. What is it? That, yeah, that's an 11.
An 11. Perhaps it is it is where you are sleeping, though you do not gain any specific insight. Your dreams are filled with the shifting shapes and patterns and light refractions that so often mean the presence of the light of discovery, almost begging you to delve deeper and interpret these shapes and patterns. We're gonna move from the temple to the main gate of Holyhead, as the road that stretches north and south through the mountains, and we see another figure, a fifth figure, making their way, having made it to Holyhead just in time before proper nightfall. Royale, who do we see approaching kind of the main entrance of town?
We see a tall-ish figure walking through, draped in a gray overcoat, branding a cavalier with hefty, I guess, very flamboyant feathers on top. Keeps the brim of the hat above his face. All you see are yellow lens glasses. He's looking around. In his hand, he has a sundial compass, which he's not really looking at. It's more or less twirling in his hand, scoping the scene, getting a good eye of what's going around. In his sights, not in his sights, he's debating on whether he needs to go to the temple or the inn, seeking information that he may or may not need. And for now, since his name can't really be disclosed at this moment, we're going to call our friend Agnew.
Agnew. As Agnew, as you were kind of at the main entrance to Holyhead, kind of surveying, you see the temple somewhat up on a raised hill, and you also see the tavern in the main square. Kind of stepping out of the shadows of what is sort of the open gateway, you see, as I pull up this info, you see a human man who looks very. He's bare-chested. He's got like kind of close-cropped hair, kind of a ragged beard, lot of tattoos in blue ink on him, and a red sash around his waist, with a mace kind of tucked into it, as he kind of saunters out of the shadows, and he just looks at you. And he goes, "Are you lost?"
Taking a slight step back, Agnew does just a glance up and down at this new character he's approached. In response, he takes a deep breath, looks around suspiciously, and says, "I need a place to hide, mate."
I want you to give me a. I want you to just give me a straight charisma check, but I want you to make it with advantage because the vibes you are putting off right now are so on par with this dude.
Okay. Charisma check. Hey, 14.
Not bad. He kind of looks you up and down and you are a somewhat I think he gets a little bit of your vibe, as he gives you he kind of chuckles and he goes, "Well, if you're looking for a place to hide, this is the place for it. Head up to the tavern, the Trout, get yourself a drink," and kind of gives you another up and down. He goes, You wouldn't happen to be looking for work, are you?
A swift response. Oh no, I'm no sellsword. Just a passing through.
Shame.
You wouldn't happen to know any information on that tower over there, would you?
He kind of looks. The temple. Oh,
Temple, tower, mason stone. It's all the same. What's
there's.
inside? Do you know?
I haven't. Actually, no. He would know. He says, "I've been in there a little bit to offer my prayers, but simple place. There's a priest there who is a bit older, a little long in the tooth, but he's an assistant with him who seems to be helping about with things, but he's a knowledgeable man. She seems keen enough. You a follower of the gods, are you?"
Not a true follower. Disrespect what I need to respect. 2 questions left and I'll let you on your way. Where's the nearest? Does this lake follow all the way up to Lake Bishop?
Let me look at the map. The one thing I forgot to have on hand.
The DM struggles. Someone asks where a thing is on the map, and you're
Oh
like,
no, geography in a
And
world
you're-
I made.
"Yep."
No. There we go. He nods. Yes, there are. We have river access here, and can't say we've been getting a lot of water travel lately, but there's probably someone here who could take you down to the lake if you needed.
I really do appreciate this information, I hope you know. As I said, last question. Have you ever seen this sigil?
And I assume you show him one of the objects.
One of the objects.
I'm-
Pulls out a letter from his sash, holds it straight up between his 2 fingers.
With a 6 total, he looks at it and he goes, "Can't say I have. Looks magical somehow."
I'm trying to find their tail, but I think they found mine. So, keep an eye out, would you?
Sure. Why not? I will say, if you're planning on staying here for the night, stay through till morning. If you, maybe...
Sounds like a solid plan.
Good. Well, go get yourself a drink. We've got plenty of mead and ale there.
I appreciate it. I'll see to it the ale is safely guarded, yeah?
He steps back into... you see, he's not necessarily hiding, but with it being nightfall, he is just kind of leaning against the... God, this chair is loud. Just leaning against the kind of the frame of the gate. You make your way to the tavern. Enter... I assume you go inside.
Go inside the tavern.
You see, I think at this point, perhaps it has been long enough. Cal, would you have stayed and lingered at the tavern for very long, or do you think you may have made your way home by this point?
He's having a few drinks before he goes home, and he's probably on his 2nd or 3rd, probably not showing many signs of, like, getting drunk. One thing in his description I forgot to mention, he does have a long blue cloak that he wears everywhere, and it's just sentimental to him, and... like, I guess Tug build, he's like strongman build, but with like, or powerlifter build, I guess. But he's sitting there, just drinking his drink, and just kind of eyes the newcomer as he walks in, just like sees them and then just smiles. Because he's always smiling, and
Yeah,
keeps drinking his drink.
Yeah, Agnew, you see this rather large fellow sitting at the bar in his blue cloak, but you also see seated at the bar, a very large, very scarred and tough-looking red scale dragonborn, and then sitting at another table, you see a bald-headed half-elf wearing a like a red kind of scarf, very similar to the red sash of the man you met by the door, and on the stage, much larger than need be for simply two performers, but you see a young man playing a lute and a somewhat out of place looking performer doing a very a very skilled ballet dance that is both beautiful and unsettling. And there's probably only like 4 or 5 other people in the tavern.
Okay, so are there any other spaces at the bar?
There are.
Okay. Let's have Agnew waltz over to the bar, taking a seat opposite of our fine friend in the blue cloak. That's quite a sporty color, mate.
Oh, well, thank you. My mom made it for me.
A treasure indeed. Listen, you wouldn't happen to know what this sigil is, would you? Agnew reaches down in his sash again, pulling out the letter with the sigil on it.
Would Cal have any idea?
You could. It's not going to be an easy DC, but you may roll an intelligence arcana check if you would like.
My dumb stat. he's listen. Cal's big, dumb, and hot. That's what. Big, dumb, and hot.
The perfect adventurer.
High charisma, high strength, very high con. That looks out my rolls, right? So that is a 0 with his nat 1 -1. So he just, can't say I have, friend. Sorry, I wish I could be helped. By the way, my name's Calivore, and he holds out his like just giant hand for a handshake. It's probably still a little dirty from his work through the day.
Don't. Shakes his hand back. You know what? Since you entertained my thoughts, what you drinking anyway?
Oh, this is just some standard, just regular honey mead made of somewhere pretty local. It's pretty good. Tastes pretty sweet. Can't really taste the alcohol in it, but sure has a kick to it after about the 5th or 6th one.
Are you on your 5th or your 6th?
I'm on my 4th, so I should be feeling it after the next couple. Yeah.
Well, let's work on 5th and 6th.
I like the way you think, friend.
As the two of you share a few drinks, as the night stretches on, I think for the sake of expediency, eventually, as the night grows ever later and later, I'll ask Cole and Royale, do you think Agnew and Cal hit it off, or is there some reservations between the two of you?
I think from Cal's side of things, he doesn't see a red band on this guy, so he immediately likes him a little bit more than everyone else in the bar, except for the 2 bards. Except for the 2 bards, but he's just, and he gets along pretty well with most people until they give him a reason not to get along with him. So, if this fella's just sitting here having a few drinks with him, then yeah, he likes him just fine.
I would say the same, especially since Fancy Blue Cape has fancy blue muscles, The red sash is a very fair warning sign, so if things were to arise, Agnew doesn't necessarily have to sleuth away, and little protection goes a long way. So
there you go. Eventually the night wears on, and Cal, I think it is probably time for you to be heading home.
He finishes his, we'll say, we'll see how many, his 6th, slams down and goes, whew, well, I've enjoyed sitting and having drinks with you, friend, but if I don't get home soon, well, my mom will give me a right talking to, and I don't fancy making her angry.
Of course, mother love and all. Before you go, mind entertaining my thought for tomorrow, if you're around? I just want to explore the temple a bit, and I'm new here.
Oh, well, sure, friend. I get up at dawn to chop some wood for my pa, but after that, I should have some free time, so absolutely. Should we just meet here at the tavern and go from there?
We can take the tavern going from there. Cheers.
Oh, all right, my friend. I will see you in the morning. And then Cal gets up, waves at the two bards, right? Probably like, ah! I'll see y'all tomorrow. Great playing, by the way. Watch out there. That's a chair.
Agnew, I think something you pick up on that Cal does not is as he leaves, the half elf and the dragonborn are giving him a bit of a look. And I think Vela, as you're in the room kind of keeping stock of everything going on, I think you catch that as well.
Question.
Yeah.
Is this act like perception check worthy? Are they up to anything, or
If
they
you
just
yeah,
kind of...
if you want to get anything more than surface detail, you can do a call this a wisdom insight.
Okay. Let's hope.
And Vela, if you would like to as well, you may also roll.
All right. Ooh. 2.
Hey, these guys are tough to
3.
read. Oh no.
We're busy, okay?
It
Is
is.
okay.
You guys got your own stuff going on. As the night winds down, I will say, Vela, something you notice from your specific vantage point is a cart drawn by 2 horses pulls up outside the tavern, and you see the half elf leaves and goes and is out there talking to the driver for a time. But is Agnew getting a room here in the tavern?
Agnew is getting a room here at the tavern since tavern feels homey. And going by Agnew's vibe, he feels he can kind of slip in and blend in with the crowd here.
Yeah. You flag down the halfling bartender Brito, who is also the owner. And when you ask him for a room, he kind of gives you a look of an "Are you sure?" as he kind of looks over to the large dragonborn who is well into his cups, but not showing any signs of drunkenness.
Am I allowed to stay here?
As you ask that, without turning to you, the dragonborn just says, "And why wouldn't you be?" As he does kind of give you not you, but he gives the bartender a bit of a side eye. And Brito goes, "Can't think of any reason," and goes to like a rack of keys. There's probably about like a dozen rooms they have here, but you see the majority of the keys are there. He takes one off, he hands it to you. He says, just a silver for the night."
Okay. Agnew reaches in, places 1 gold coin on the counter.
Brito begins kind of going into essentially the cash box to give you change.
Okay.
And he puts 9 silver on the counter for you. As he does, he puts the 9 silver, and the dragonborn with like this one large arm, he kind of leans over, and you see him scrape one of the silver towards him. And he just goes, 2 silver for a night. and just scrapes one of those silvers over and pockets it.
Okay. Agnew reaches in, places a gold coin, slides it to his new scaled friend. Mind if I ask you a question, mate? Free of charge, of course.
He like kind of scrapes up the gold coin, pockets it, and he goes, "What's on your mind?"
I'm in need of a boat. Small, fast, reliable. Do you know where I can find some? Never saw you peer. As you can see, I'm new here.
I could tell. We've got there's some boatmen down by the river. You're just passing through then?
Sightseeing. Stocking up and making a nice trip to the temple tomorrow. Of course. Not here for long, of course.
Good. I'm sure you can find someone who can take you downriver tomorrow.
I'd really appreciate that. Oh, gentleman at the gate. I was just spent some words with him. I have a guest following me, I believe. I've been trying to chase their tail, and seems they've got the drop on mine. Wouldn't mind keeping an eye on that door over there, would you?
Do I look like your fucking bodyguard?
No. But I have an extra coin, if it makes it sweeter.
Tell you what. Seems a little exasperated. But he just hang on, gotta get back to all the fucking names. There we go. He just kind of lifts his head up, and he just goes, "Caro, get down here." And you hear more footsteps coming down, and a very. At first, you think he might be like a halfling, but he's too tall, and then you realize this is just a very thin dwarf. And as he kind of comes down, looking incredibly surly, he goes, "What?" "Keep an eye on the front door. Make sure we don't have any unwanted visitors tonight." Spits, and then walks over to the front door and sets up a chair. And about as grumpily as someone can sit down, sits down in the chair.
So like a toddler.
Yeah, not too far off from there.
I appreciate that very much, and let's hope your friend doesn't get scurvy, yeah?
He looks at you, and you get that you've met men like this before. This is someone who does not just does he not think you're funny, he probably doesn't think anyone's funny. But you are given a room. You get up there. It's very simple. There's like a bed, a wash bowl, like a chest to keep your belongings in, a little writing desk as well. Very simple, but perhaps nicer than some of the places you've stayed at.
Sure.
As the night winds down, is there anything that Vela gets up to as Neve finishes up his playing for the evening? And at this point, the rest of the patrons have left, and it's pretty much just the few members of the Crimson Band kind of hanging around drinking, and Neve, who's kind of just doesn't really have a room. He's just kind of been crashing on like a couple of the chairs in the main tavern room.
As the performance winds down, the guy at door is going to be a problem. She's going to very aloof, like, kind of walk around as if she's trying to assess her new living situation. But I am looking out the window to see what's going on with that wagon while I'm doing so.
Let's call this a I'm going to call this a charisma perception check, as you are being somewhat deceptive and perceptive at the same time.
All right. 15.
15, pretty good. Luckily, you can catch some conversation like through the window, through the door, as you're kind of just playing it casual, and you hear Clift speaking to the driver of the wagon, as and you kind of begin catching bits of the conversation, and the wagon driver says, "Listen, I don't make the rules, all right? Victor said he needs more. The ones he got, a few weeks ago, they're already getting burnt out. So, whatever big strong ones you got, that strong guy from the circus, he that was great. Do you have more like him?" And Clift just kind of goes like, "Why would? No, we don't. No. Okay, yeah, there's still some capable people here, but I guess I'll find some fucking thick rope to bind them with, because you want to get all the big people on a wagon, the ones who could probably kill you. Listen, I'm just here to drive, all right? Victor asks, I do. So I don't give a shit how you go about it. This wagon's leaving in the morning with people on it. All right?" Clift goes, "Fine. We'll make it happen, I suppose." And goes back into the tavern, taps Phaethon on the shoulder, whispers something into his ear, and the two of them go upstairs. Is there anything else with Vela?
I'm not going to push my luck. I think she kind of settles in for the night. Not very comfortable because she's just wearing a costume. But she's thinking about the people she's encountered today that would fit those requirements, and it's like trying to think of a way to be able to warn them.
As you turn in, kind of mulling over that concern in your mind, before we fully close out the night, we're gonna go back to Calivor's home, where we find Calivor. What's he got going on?
He goes up to his room. He says hi to his paw as he walks in, because his paw usually waits up for him, even though he tells him not to every time. He walks up the stairs. Their little nice farmhouse. He's got the whole upstairs to himself. And he just goes in his room, takes his cloak off, folds it nice and neat, puts it on his bedside, takes off his shirt, but then he looks over in the corner and he sees a great sword, pretty nicely made great sword too, that he just looks at for a second, and then he goes and just sits in a chair that's sitting by it, and he just goes, "Hey, John, had a good day today. Paul and I managed to get the harvest in faster than we thought. So I get the day off tomorrow, and it's pretty nice." And he's just drunkenly just kind of looks down and looks back up at the sword, and he just goes, "Millie's getting real big. She's tall now. She's taller than most people in town. I guess it's just our family, huh?" And he goes, "All right. Well, I'm gonna go to bed now, and you're probably tired of listening to me yet, as usual. Night, big bro. Miss you." And he just pats the sword on the hilt and goes and lays down in his bed and goes to sleep.
And as we all cry ourselves to sleep, the night passes as each of you go to bed, having learned some more information. But as the dawn comes, those of you who are in the tavern are woken up first. And I'm going to change the music, actually. And I'm going to edit out this in post. Give me a second. Okay. Cole, remind me for Jockey. Is it just
What you trying to do?
get rid of the Q? Is it just like stop, or is it?
It's just stop, and then you
Okay.
put a different playlist or cue in.
Okay. I'll make myself a cheat sheet at some point.
And guys, Cal's a happy fella, but he's got some sadness.
Hey, don't we all?
That's my specialty, damn it.
So as we come back in from the chunk that I have since edited out in post, the sun rises. Those of you in the tavern are woken up first as you see the various members of the Crimson Band all in one place, which is not typical. I think Agnew, you hear. Is Agnew a light sleeper?
I would say so. I meant to say he didn't really lay down in the bed, just kind of positioned himself in the chair facing the door.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, light sleeper.
In the morning, you hear something of a commotion downstairs, and perhaps, making sure all is well, that nothing's going down. You see a few folks. You see the Red Dragonborn. You see the half-elf, that human man you saw the night before, as well as the dwarfen man as well, but someone that you have not seen. There is an elven woman wearing kind of simple clothes, but you see she has like a crooked wooden staff in her hands. She does look to be some kind of mage. But they're all kind of, you see them like buckling whatever bits of armor and gear they have as Phaethon kind of looks at them and gives a head nod as they all kind of go out. On the way out, Phaethon looks back and just kind of calls out to everyone in the tavern, and he just says, "Outside! Now!" So my question is, as you see the Brito, who is there, of course, opening up the tavern, as well as the servers and cooks, who have not had as much work to do lately, they kind of begin somewhat cautiously exiting the tavern. Do the two of you follow?
Yes.
Good.
I want to say no.
Hey, you can say no. It just, you'll be here. I leave it up to you.
I will say yes for the
Okay.
sake of staying alive.
As you guys go
Smarter
out,
than Cal.
there, like the town square is kind of right outside of the tavern. There's like kind of a raised, where it was once a hill, but has since now been like sculpted into like a little walkway with like a tall patio up there. As people in the town are kind of being summoned to the town square in this moment. Rain and Neandor, the two of you are woken up by Father Caius, and who knocks on Rain's door, and then as he goes out into the temple, Neander, you are awoken by a surprised as like this older minotaur kind of looking at you, and he goes, I'm sorry, friend. I did not know we had visitors. Welcome to the temple. Unfortunately, we gotta go to the town square right now. So, there we go.
And Neander would get up and was like, and he's kind of like stiff, like in his mind, he's like, I miss my bed. And he's gonna say, well, nice to meet you, Father
Caius.
Father Caius. Nice to meet you. I am Neander of House Tyrion Valley.
Pleasure to me. Oh, we don't often get anyone from the great or the minor houses here. It's an honor to meet you, young man.
The honor is all mine. And he says, young man.
Oh, it's all relative. It's all relative, son.
And so yeah, I think Neander would start walking outside too.
Okay. Does Rain go as well?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. She will. She is a follower.
Over at Cal at your house, there is a. I think you are likely an early riser as a farm boy.
Yep. As soon as the sun peeked out, he woke up, went outside, started chopping wood behind the house.
As the clock tower chimes out, as like the sun comes up, and it's probably, well, you just said it's harvest, so that means we're getting close to autumn. So we'll say the sunrise is about 8:30. 8. I don't know. What time do things happen? We'll say 8 o'clock.
Well, he was definitely up before then.
your father comes out, who's been brewing up the morning coffee, and he hands you a mug of coffee, and he goes, well, there's some kind of gathering happening in the town square, so we'll finish up the wood and other things. Luckily, we got most of it done yesterday, but I think we best be getting down to the square to see what's going on. It seems like there's some big to do. And you see some of the other farming families from like the more outskirts of the town that you guys live in are making their way towards the center of town.
He finishes chopping a piece and then picks up the axe and he goes, "All right, Pa. Yeah, I'll be ready out there in a minute. Just let me put my shirt and cloak back on."
Absolutely. Get yourself cleaned up.
All right. But clean up, he literally just picks up a bucket of water, dumps it over himself, and then he puts on his shirt, puts on his cloak, and then I'm gonna roll for something.
Listen, I think I know what you're rolling for, and
He's gonna
whether it be whatever is telling you in your head, I think you do have an inkling that it might be a good idea to bring the sword.
Yeah, he also tucks the hand axe, the wood chopping axe, in his belt behind his back, very obscured by the cloak, and into his face, like covers it with his shirt too. He goes upstairs. He says, "Hold on a minute, Pa." He takes his brother's sword and he adjusts it on his back in a way that, like, if he has the cloak covering at a certain angle, he could try to like obscure it a little.
And try you shall. You are going to make a check for this. We're going to call this a dexterity deception.
Okay. It's not quite as good as a charisma deception, but it's still a +3.
Unfortunately, there's no words involved in this.
Yeah. Let's go. 19.
There you go. You feel pretty confident that if you stand a certain way, you'll be pretty good.
And he just kind of look at his paw, because his paw's gonna see him do it, and he's just gonna like, just give him a look.
Your paw actually he gives you a nod. Your father trusts your instincts. One by one, you all gather in the area in front of the tavern, and standing on that raised area are the members of the Crimson Band. Kind of on the road to the side of the tavern is a wagon pulled by 2 horses with a driver in the front seat who none of you recognize. But as people are gathered around kind of talking, there's probably close to 100 people in the town square right now, with you guys kind of scattered among them. Phaethon kind of steps forward. He just goes, "Holyhead. There is a need for strong hands and backs. As such, this morning some of you are going to be departing our fair town. So those of you who are strong and capable, kindly and quietly make your way over to the wagon. Understand we will be binding your hands just to avoid any incidences. And as he talks, like, people in the crowd are like, oh, what's going on? Like, whispers and stressed. You see, like, mothers kind of like their older teenage sons. They're like holding them close. Cal, your dad kind of looks up at you. You see concern in your mother's eyes as well. But that dwarf Caro kind of begins moving through the crowd as he's like pointing people out. And he goes, you, over, you, cart. And Cal, as you are standing there, once I get back to the page I was on. Where'd you go? There we go. A half-orc in his late 20s kind of sidles up next to you in the crowd. This is your friend, Ruros. And he just goes, what do you think all this is about?
Well, I don't know, Ruros, but I'll tell you right now, it ain't good.
I don't. Cal, I'm not much of a fan of how tall you and I are in this crowd. And even as he says that, Caro like looks at the two of you and begins kind of, like that orc in Return to the King when he sees Sam and Frodo. He kind of like looks at you two and he goes, hey! And he begins like pushing his way through the crowd, even though he's a good deal shorter than most of the people.
I'm gonna look at Ruros like, we may have to start swinging some steel.
Rose looks at you and gives you like a, are you crazy look? And I think, because Neander is tall and visibly strong, I think that human bare-chested with the tattoos, he looks at you, Neander, and he goes, you, over to the cart.
I think Neander is gonna say, no, good sir. Look at my hands. You kind of see he's gonna try to kind of curl his fingers, so you'll see the calluses. Like, look at my hands. I am not one who is strong.
Are you still wearing your family's signet ring?
I am. Neander's still wearing this family signet.
He reaches out and he's gonna grab your wrist, and he turns your hand over and he looks at the signet ring, and he looks up at you and he goes, well, perhaps you may have more use to us elsewhere then. We're gonna cut back over to Cal and Ruros as the dwarf Caro looks up at you two and he goes, wagon. No. Kind of looks a little confused, and he looks back at he looks up at Phaethon, who has seemingly been paying attention, and Phaethon just goes, Clift, and you see the half elf raises a crossbow and points it not in your direction, but in the direction of your family. And Caro looks back at you and he goes, no.
Val immediately starts walking straight towards the half-elf.
Okay. As that is happening...
Pushes the dwarf aside as he moves, just shoves him.
Yeah. As this is happening, Rain, are you... As you kind of see, as some things are going... You're probably standing by Neander, and you see this... You see that as like the signet ring is noticed, you see the vibe change over here. You see... a bit of a commotion starting a bit away in the crowd. Are you reacting in any particular way?
She is an anxious gal.
Same.
She is not gonna be one to pick a fight, but she is definitely like eyes darting back and forth. She's very aware of what's happening. She's kind of slowly backing away and like trying to grab like those around her and sort of.
Yeah. Is Vela reacting any particular way as you see this going on?
Vela made a plan that night because she knew what was coming and assumed what the announcement was going to be. And now that there's luckily a commotion, I would like to take advantage advantage of that, and I want to try to be super sneaky, and I want to let the horses go on the cart.
Okay, so we're gonna
Plus,
rewind. We're gonna rewind
yeah.
time a little bit as that all was happening. Here's what I'm gonna need from you. You are going to make a dexterity stealth check.
Not good. No, that's 6.
6.
That's a
At-
6.
As you make your way over, you begin unhitching the horses. I think having a traveling performer background, you are very familiar with how to hitch and unhitch horses. As you do that, you just hear, "Oi!" as the driver of the wagon. Somehow you have ended up directly in his line of sight as he is sitting looking down. As some of the crowd notice this noise, we're going to check in last person with Agnew. As you see tensions begin to rise, what are you doing?
I know I would like to roll for performance, to get a little distraction going and kind of like ease tension too.
Okay.
So Agnew gets alerted by the oi as Vela is untethering the horses. So Agnew runs into the center of the crowd and stupidly claps his hands, asking for everyone's attention.
Okay. I would like you to do a charisma performance check. Let's see how much attention you
Hey.
can grab. What I will say is, if you I'm going to say a 14 or higher is going to buy perhaps another moment or two for people to do things. If you get above, I'll say if you get above an 18, that very well could get enough attention that things are forestalled for a moment. But if you get less than that 14, things may continue to pop off.
Okay. All right. Don't get mad at me, y'all.
Hey, we know why we're here.
That is such a wretched 15.
15?
15.
15. As you get enough attention, things are still happening. However, you have enough attention that basically everybody is going to get another moment to pursue a course of action, and we will see how that affects things moving forward. With the most pressing course of action, we're going to go back to Cal. As so the half elf is up on that. What the hell? Sorry, get a little knot in my hair. The half elf is also up on that raised section, so it's kind of like there's that raised, maybe like 10, 15 foot tall, like rocky area, and there's a path going up the side of it, and the half elf is up on top of that area with a good aerial view.
Yeah, he's moving, trying to get up that path, and he
Okay.
just, but I want to try to make him hesitate with an intimidate. So basically, what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Hey, little fella, you pull that trigger, I'm gonna tear your jaw off and shove it down your throat.
I mean, this will certainly be an intimidation check. I'm going to say this is a strength intimidation check based on the threats you are making.
Same roll.
Well, yeah, but the flavor's different.
The flavor. Oh, let's go. That is a 19 on the die for a total of 24.
24. That, with your focus being on the half elf as opposed to the dwarf that you are attempting to push past, the half elf does hesitate and looks over at Phaethon. The dwarf is going to make a strength. Let's see. Is there no athletic skill? Oh no, there is. Sorry, alphabetical order. Who'd have thought? The dwarf is going to we're going to do some opposed strength athletics rolls right now. Dwarf didn't do too great.
That's another 20 on the die.
There you go. So here's what you have affected. You have pushed past the dwarf, and you are free to move, and you are making your way up that platform. And that half elf is hesitating in this moment. We're going to now move across to Rain. Are you continuing to take shelter in the crowd?
So this is a question, and I'm happy to like for it. So obviously she's a tinkerer, her
Yeah.
background. Would she have any toys on her person? Like I said, I'm happy to roll. Like kind of like a little wind-up toy or like something annoying.
I think that is perfectly reasonable for you to have.
Okay. So I want to grab that annoying little toy.
Yeah.
The largest, loudest, annoying toy that I have. Try to use that to sow further chaos and distraction, even in my time.
Let's call this an intelligent. We'll call this intelligence engineering.
Okay.
How effective is this toy?
Oh hey, canceling out that one. That's a 20, a dirty 20.
There you go. Even the crowd is even further distracted in this moment. Neander, you see the dwarf in front of you, distracted by this guy who just kind of yelled out for everybody's attention in the middle of the crowd. You've never seen this guy before, but then also the human who's still got his hand on your wrist now kind of looks past you as there is now like a mechanical, I don't know, like a wind-up monkey with cymbals just kind of going on the ground, who looks incredibly confused. What do you do in this moment?
I think as like he goes to as he grabs Neander's wrist, Neander, you kind of see like his eyes like flash, and like and when anyone touches him, it's like a shock, and like so when he feels a shock, and Neander's like, and he smiles and he says, "My friend, I am not from here. I'm just a humble merchant passing through. I am nothing to you." And can I roll to see kind of persuade him to get him?
This will be deception.
Deception. Yeah.
So this is going to be, I think charisma is also your spellcasting class or ability. So we'll call this a charisma deception check.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Oh God. That's a 10.
A 10 total.
10 total. Oh my goodness. That dice going dice jail. Get another one.
He doesn't let go of your wrist. He's still somewhat distracted by what's going on, but he looks back and he just looks confused. He doesn't believe you. Seemingly what you have just said is very ridiculous to him. Vela, what are you doing as you lock eyes with the driver of this carriage?
Oh, hi, how are you doing today?
He picks up like a club from the you're still unhitching?
Oh, totally. Totally.
He picks up a club and he points it at you, and he just goes, "Get the fuck away from my horses."
Oh, are these yours?
If you are, if
know.
I would like you to give me a dexterity sleight of hand to see if you have the alacrity to unhitch one of these horses before he acts.
I'm so scared. No, it's an 8.
An 8. Unfortunately, perhaps maybe somewhat stressed or something else, you cannot quite get it unhitched, as maybe the knot is stuck. Going back to Agnew, you get the feeling that this momentary distraction, as pieces like pieces on a chessboard, people are moving into place. With your experience, I think you can tell something is about to happen. In this last moment before that, what do you do?
Seeing how there's no true control of this situation, Agnew is going to beeline towards the horses, screaming and shouting, "That man's a pickpocket!"
And, I want you to give me another. We're gonna call this a charisma deception check this time. Or
Okay.
are you focusing more on getting attention or convincing people of this statement?
I think for this one, I need the crowd, so I need to convince people.
Okay, I think it'll be charisma performance.
Okay. We got a 19.
A 19.
Yeah.
Um, the crowd once again looks at you, but I will say, while you have caused a major distraction in this moment, as tensions have risen to the boiling point, I would like all of you to roll initiative, if you please. And that is where we are going to take a break. So we will be right back. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Alrighty, first up, we're gonna get some initiatives. So I would like anybody with we're gonna shoot for the stars here. Anybody 20 plus? Oh,
21.
24. I got a natural 20.
there you go.
I got
Oh,
an
so
18.
I wasn't expecting this to happen so soon, but Abigail, you have unlocked a house rule of mine. If you roll a nat 20 on initiative, you get plus 10. So,
Fancy.
34.
so you got a 34 initiative. And then Cal with a 21.
Yes, sir.
And then count 20. 15 to 19.
Yeah, 19.
There we go. Agnew. 10 to 14.
12.
Also 12.
What are your dexterity scores?
15.
14.
Okay, so we'll
Oh.
go Neander and then Rain, still locking in everyone's character names. And I'll let you know when the enemies go.
Yay.
So, first up is going to be Vela. You have the speed of body and mind to react before anybody. You are over here at the wagon. You have this dude here. The audience now knows that all those are attached to each other. You have that dude kind of leering over you, but as Agnew approaches, this guy goes from looking at you, looking over at Agnew, who's approaching, looking very confused. So you have a momentary distraction.
Okay. Okay. I think, is the club still, like, raised?
Yeah, but it's like he went from like this to like that.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try to get the horses again.
Okay. Give me another dexterity sleight of hand check.
15.
15. That will do it. You get one of the horses unhitched. We're going to see on initiative count 20, we'll see how the horse reacts. But that is your action to unhitch the horse. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I'm gonna use my bonus action to do rapid escape, which I get as a circus folk. I
Okay.
can disengage as a bonus action.
There you go. You
I'm gonna leave.
you can get away from him very easily. Where would you like to go to?
Just like 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna do that.
Okay. And you are off the roll 20, but it's okay, folks.
Wait, no,
She
that's
is-
fine. I'll just
no,
do it that
no,
way.
you're fine. You're fine. I picked a map that's not the same size as the combat area on the layout. Hey, it's a learning process, folks.
I'm totally good having her over here. She
you-
would probably be over here to be closer to Agnew.
That
in
is
case Agnew needs
perfect.
help.
Cal, it is your turn. Agnew,
so-
you're on deck.
And before I do any movement or anything, I'm just gonna like yell to the crowd. I'm like, I've known y'all since I was a little boy, and these monsters turned a crossbow on my little sister. These monsters are willing to kill kids to get us to do what they want. I say we just put them in their place right now.
Okay. There are some folks that you know are going to act. If you would like to get more than that, I would like you to give me a charisma persuasion check.
Come on, baby, come on.
You are looking for, 10, you'll roll a d4. 15, you'll roll a d6. Above 20, you'll roll a d8.
I got an 18.
There you go. So that'll roll a d6. That is how many additional villagers are going to jump into the fight.
6.
There you go. So, that is your action to rally the crowd around you.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
I should
I did.
have. I'll give that to you as a bonus action because I did not
Okay.
make that clearer.
Okay.
So you still have your action.
Okay. Well, then, as my free action, I'm going to do a thing I get from being a soul from my background.
Yep.
Dueling challenge. Challenge one creature to a duel. It is a free action. I'm going to point at the half-elf and
Okay.
be like, he doesn't have to accept, but I'm going to be like, You've been trying to pick a fight with me since you got in town, little fella. You keep saying size doesn't mean nothing. Why don't you prove it?
You know what? Things are popping off. We'll see what happens on their turn.
Okay. Just if he does agree to the challenge, then I get expertise die on my attack rolls.
Okay.
Or is it damage rolls?
In that case, I'm gonna roll a die for them right now.
Attack rolls. Attack rolls.
In that case, I'm gonna roll a die for them right now. I'm gonna roll a wisdom save for them.
Yeah, it says at at Game Master's discretion.
Cool. Love that. Let's see. What's his wisdom save? Not great. But that's a nat 20. So he looks at you and Phaethon, like, snarls down and just goes, focus! And it seems like perhaps he's more afraid of Phaethon than he is of you.
Makes sense.
All right.
So, movement?
Yes, movement. You can make your way up the side there.
Is this the half elf?
Clift, yes.
I'm gonna do a little swing. I'm gonna reach behind my back and swing with my greatsword.
Okay. They stagger away from you, not knowing that you had that on you.
Almost. 19 on the die for a total of 24.
Well, don't worry, that will of course hit.
I was hoping to crit. That would have been great.
You know, it happens. Or rather, it doesn't.
Okay, let's hope for max damage then. Well, not max, but that's a 5 on the first d6.
Okay.
And a 6 on the second, so that is 11 plus 5. That is 16 slashing damage.
Whew. Immense for a level 0 character. Now, Cole, the audience, if they have keen enough eyes, may be aware of what I'm about to say. How do you want to do this?
Oh, I straight up, like, as I swing, I aim for his jaw, cleave it off, grab it in midair, and shove it back in his mouth hole. It's like, I made a promise, and I don't lie.
Absolutely fucking savage. You perform this honestly quite sudden and brutal act of violence on this raised platform in front of everybody, and basically in doing so have incited an if it bleeds we can kill it moment. Roll another d6.
Yeah. As I'm doing this, can I look at my sister and give her eyes like run the fuck away?
You absolutely may.
Okay. She's only 14.
Absolutely. Hey, there's a lot of 14-year-olds in the crowd.
That's another 4.
Another 4. So that is quite a fair number of people who are about to be joining in. So that is your turn, I believe.
Agnew, I don't have anything else.
Agnew, before we get to you on initiative count 20, some townsfolk are going to go. We're going to call this guy right here. This is going to be Cal's friend Ruros, who is going to attempt to hit Caro. Let me pull up. He also, all of these NPCs, except for perhaps a few special ones, have commoner stats. But with a 16 on the die, that is most definitely, I believe, going to hit. So, Caro, Ruros did not bring his weapon. I think his was confiscated at some point. So, Ruros just fucking decks Caro in the back of the head. There we go, dealing a little bit of damage to him. Caro kind of staggers. You see some of the people very sensibly, including your sister and your mother, and actually your father. Your mother and father kind of grab your sister and are going to move her away, getting her away from the center of the fight. Neander, this guy next to you, bolstered by Cal's words, is going to grab Siegfried's arm and try to get him off of you. But that is a nat 1. Unfortunately, not strong enough to get Siegfried to release your arm. But you see a few people begin making their way up the stairs to, do something once they get up there. but this is getting close to pitchforks and torches. And I think this guy as well is going to turn, and seeing the driver raise a club at Vela, who is running away, he is going to make an athletics check to try to pull the driver off of the wagon. But with a 4 on the die, unfortunately, the driver has the high ground and will not be moved. Bringing us then to Agnew. It is your turn. Neander, you are on deck.
Okay. Can I move to the cart driver?
Yeah, you are. I would say you're close enough that you are in melee with him.
Okay. I want to try something. Can I roll for like dexterity for like sleight of hand? I want to see if I can get that club out of his hands.
Ooh,
Since I'm
yeah.
handless.
Let's call this a. I'm gonna call this a, because you are trying to wrestle it out of his hand. This is going to be a strength sleight of hand.
Strength.
But he
okay.
is. You are gonna roll, and he is gonna oppose it with his own. Just a raw strength check.
Oh no.
Which is not great for him.
I'm at 12 for strength, so let's hope for high.
Give you my luck.
2.
2?
2.
2 total? He got a 4 total. It's not a very dramatic struggle that's happening over here, but unfortunately, he does maintain his grip on his weapon.
Okay.
That is your action. You have a bonus action and movement.
Think. No, I'm gonna sprint towards the horse that's free.
Okay. Easy enough, right in front of you. What would you like to do with that horse?
I would like to set it running. So.
Okay. Yeah, you give it a whack on its flanks. Now I have to ungroup these guys, which also means I have to remember how to ungroup them. Hey, there it is. The audience just getting everything. This horse, nope, the horse. There we go. Takes off. Nope, not the wagon. Nope. God, this is why they were grouped. This horse takes off down the path at a full sprint.
Okay.
There we go. As the driver goes, "Oi!" again. I believe that is, unless you'd like to move anywhere, I think that is your action and your bonus action, we'll say.
I think I'm set.
Okay.
I think I'm set for now. Yeah.
Neander, it is your turn. Rain, you are on deck.
I think as Neander sees all this, he has a smirk, and like as he's holding his wrist, you see Neander like eyes glow, and you see like streaks of lightning come out, and his hands. He's like, "You should let go of my hands." As he clenches his fist and casts Shocking Grasp.
Hell yeah! Is that a roll to hit on your end?
Yeah, I have to roll.
Okay.
Let's see.
Let me pull up
Don't
this.
ruin. Don't tell me now. That is a 16.
That 16 definitely hits.
That's gonna
Light
be
him up. Light him up.
There's my dice here. That's gonna be 6 points of lightning damage.
Very good. Oh, whoops. There we go. Yeah, you deal a good amount of damage to Siegfried. He's not looking super great. And something you would recognize hanging off of that red sash around his waist is a symbol of Kitomi, of the god of the dawn. And I think, do with that information what you will, but that is your action. I'm going to say he does let go of you in this moment as well.
Okay. I can't. I'm thinking Baldur's Gate now. That's not a bonus action.
Hey,
Would you
that's
say
okay.
if I shove him away, can I attempt to shove him away? Is
That
it
would
bonus
be.
action or an action?
I would say like if you want to get him like away from you, that would be an action.
Yeah.
But I think Shocking Grasp. I know in 5e, and I'm assuming it's the same in A5e. They cannot take reactions, so he is, as his muscles are like locked up in this moment.
I can move.
You feel like you could get away from him without him taking a swing at you.
Yeah, so we're moving. Neander's gonna go back here. He's just
Okay.
gonna go back here. That's
Fantastic.
gonna be the action.
Alrighty.
Bonus action.
Rain, it is your turn.
Yes. Okay, so I'm not much for the fighting of the people, but we still have one horse attached to the wagon, right? And there's nobody actually in the wagon.
Say the last bit again.
There's nobody that, like, none of the villagers got to the
Correct.
carriage yet, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Correct.
Okay, I would like to produce flame
Okay.
and flame the carriage.
Okay. This is going to be a roll to hit, but it is a carriage, so it has an AC of 8.
Right. I figured this was my best bet for hitting something.
Go Bex.
Let's see. Oh my god, look at you go, dice. So that's a 19 on the die plus something.
Yeah, go ahead and roll some damage for that. And I'm going to say...
I think it's just a 1d8. Let me double check. Stern. Yeah, 1d8. That is a 7.
7 points of damage. This is a large cart. So while it does not go up in flame, God, there's so many more like symbols on roll 20 than the last time I was on here. Sure, we'll use that one.
I would also do. I mean, theoretically, the horse bound by like things that would theoretically burn before the horse burned, because I would not be about.
So you are smart enough that like the back of the carriage is on fire. With the way the horse is hitched up, by the time the horses by the time those ties are burnt, at that point the horse is probably also burned.
That's what I figured. Okay, just checking, just clarifying.
Yeah.
I would not be about
the cart. Yeah,
hurting
the cart's on fire. It's a pretty
Okay.
large cart, so it's going to take a minute for it to like fully catch in flame. But like the back is already like the dried and aged wood is already starting to go up. So something's going to happen with this pretty soon. Excellent.
And what is my mentor doing?
Yes, you know what? We're going to say that we'll say this guy back here is Father Caius. He is pulling. It looks like he's reaching in his robe and he's pulling out his own holy symbol. It looks as though he is getting ready to whatever little healing magic he has on hand. It looks like he's getting ready for it.
Because I was just curious.
He seems like he's pretty sure someone's about to get seriously hurt in a moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I did just kill a guy.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it's now the Crimson Band's turn.
Uh-oh.
I'm
in danger.
Clift is dead. You know what? Caro is going to turn, and he is going to swing at Ruros. Once I pull his stats up. There we go. Okay, so Ruros has an AC of 10. So, and that is a 19 total to hit. Now, just so you guys know, typically for significant NPCs, I will have them roll death saves. Insignificant NPCs, like if they don't have a name, they're not getting death saves.
So Ruros gets death saves. That's good to know.
That is what I'm saying. But that is only 2 points of damage to Ruros, who like gets slashed with the blade like across the chest and shoulder, and that's a serious wound for him, but he is still standing. Siegfried is going to What is Siegfried gonna do? You know what? Siegfried doesn't like what you just did, Neander, so he is gonna whip out a light crossbow off that's like slung on his back, and he's gonna take a shot at you. But I think he might. I'm gonna say he has disadvantage because this guy next to him is still harassing him. So that
He's probably also jittery from being shocked.
Oh, 100%. So that is either an 8 to hit or even less. That is a 7 to hit. He cannot aim steady. The crossbow bolt flies past you and embeds itself in the door of the tavern behind you. Phaethon now is going to...
I'm gonna get my ass whooped.
He's going to walk over to you. His first attack... as he charges towards you, Cal, I actually need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
17.
That is enough. You brace yourself as he attempts to knock you off of this platform, but you stand firm. And as in this anger, as he looks at you, there is a quiet respect as he says, "You got guts, kid." And he is going to take his second attack, and he is going to swing a very large war pick at you. And that is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. If anyone could take it, it's you. 7 points of piercing damage.
Well, I'm up.
Okay. As he slams this weapon into you, and you are fucking rocked by it. Next up is Zethia, who hasn't done much up to this point. Zethia is going to raise her staff and she is going to cast a healing spell on Siegfried. And Siegfried gets back a few hit points. As you see that, like, his muscles still as the as he is healed of the damage you have just done, Neander. But you definitely see, he doesn't look great. He still doesn't look all the way great. But Zethia is actually going to take a step back over here to hopefully break up some eye lines and give herself some cover. Bringing us back to the top, Vela, it is your turn. Cal, you are on deck.
Okay, so so the horse is in danger.
Technically, yes.
I gotta go save the horse. I'm gonna come back to save the horse. I save the horse, please.
This is going to be another dexterity sleight of hand.
It's bad. It's a 9.
I would say
I'm tired.
what I will say, do you think Vela would have some sort of blade on her, be it small or otherwise?
So what she has is she has a proficiency in improvised weapons, and so she has a deck of cards that she can make very sharp.
Gotcha. I don't think I can rationalize using that to cut rope.
Nope.
I'm trying. Believe me, I'm really trying.
All good.
What I will say, though, is that you do see tucked into the back of the driver's neck as he's currently, like, leaning over the edge of the cart. You do see a dagger, like a long knife tucked into the back of his belt. Do with that information what you will. You do have a bonus action.
Can I try to yoink it?
You absolutely can. I'll say you can. This will be this will be another dexterity sleight of hand check. I think there's enough going on to cancel out any advantage versus disadvantage that may be going on. So this will be a straight roll. You're looking for a 12.
Okay, that's a 19.
A 19. You easily slip that dagger out of the back of his belt. It's very nice. It's a nice dagger. This is a fighting dagger. But you have that in your possession now. But that is, unless you want to use any more of your movement to get anywhere.
No, I'm staying with the horse.
Okay, the horse is getting a little restless.
Yeah, I'm trying, buddy.
Cal, it is your turn. The villagers are on deck.
I have 2 ideas that are basically the same, but just different fonts.
Okay.
And I would like to relay both of them to you and see which one you think makes more sense with this rule set. Option A I thought of was tossing my hand axe as a bonus action to Ruros and attacking the guy in front of me. Option B, bonus action shoving the guy in front of me away and throwing my axe at the guy attacking Ruros.
Do you have a specific ability that allows you to shove as a bonus action?
I think, isn't it just innately a bonus action?
I am ruling it because I also said that to Spencer with Neander earlier. That
Okay.
it
an
is
action?
I consider it a shove attack, so it would be an action.
Okay. So in that case, can I use a bonus action to just try to like toss my axe towards Ruros?
Yeah, absolutely. He's close enough. You're uphill. I'm gonna say it is the DC would be so inconsequentially low. I'm not gonna have you roll for it.
Okay.
I am gonna have
So-
Ruros roll just to see if he catches it or if he'll have to pick it up. Nat
So-
20, he catches it.
So yeah, I just go Ruros and just toss the hand axe,
Catches it.
and then I swing my sword back around, and I just look at the red dragonborn and I go, "Hey, pretty tough for the second biggest guy in town." And I swing my sword.
Okay.
Ah,
Roll
come
to
on.
hit.
Question. So I issued. Okay, no, I can't do the challenge thing again. Never mind. Let's fucking go! Nat 20.
You are on fire tonight.
I am so happy right now.
Roll damage.
This is gonna come back to bite me. Okay, so how are we doing damage? Double
So
the
the
total?
way I do nat 20s on damage, double the amount of dice that you roll.
So I get 4d6.
You get 4d6 because I like rolling more dice.
Okay. 6, 10, 13, and that's another 6. That's 19 plus
19.
5, 24 slashing damage on
Well,
that crit. And I'm gonna, I don't know if it kills him or not, I'll wait to see, but I slash the sword into the side of him. It's like, unfortunately, you threatened my little sister.
and how do you want to do this?
Cleave in half from the waist up.
I'll say you are but level 0.
Okay,
So
maybe
you-
not cleave in
you
half, but
get-
cleave into
You
him.
will get your cleave.
Okay,
But
so how about instead I bring the sword down onto like his shoulder area,
right
cleave
through
in,
the clavicle, yeah.
and then could I, for flavor, kick him off the ledge as I pull my sword out?
I will let you kick him into the decorative well because currently you are
Oh
on
right,
the edge, not he.
he's facing the other way. Yeah, that's right.
Yes. But
And then I'm
Phaedon is pushed into the well. Well, it's not a well, it's a fountain. And
Yeah.
is no more.
How tall up is the ledge?
It's about, I'd say 15 feet.
Gotcha. Could I just like hop down and use like 15 feet of movement, or do I need to stay on the top? Up top.
You are at 1 hit point. I would not recommend jumping.
Okay, then I'm just gonna. He's not gonna run. He's gonna slowly walk up and get right in her face.
Okay. Yeah,
And
you
then
have,
I'm just gonna-
you do have like an open wound going on
I
right
do.
now.
I know, but I'm gonna look at her and be like, "Put down that staff, and we won't hurt you."
Okay. I believe that is your turn.
That is my turn.
The villagers now. Let's see.
I'm so worried that I'm never gonna roll a nat 20 again this entire campaign now, because that's 3 in the second one.
Ruros is going to go for another hit on Caro, this time with the axe. That is a 2 on the die. That is not going to hit. They are going to use their movement. Let's see. This guy over here is going to, once again, he'll try to pull the guy out of the cart. that guy can't catch a break. He's trying so hard. And then I guess this guy, yeah, he's going to keep trying to grapple Siegfried. No, unfortunately, Villager's not doing great. Father Caius is going to... He's going to move a little closer. And he is going to oh, shit. There we go. And he is going to... Oh, I'm on the wrong... What is happening? There we go. He's going to move a little closer. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Into the fray to cast a healing spell upon you, Cal.
Thank you, nice priest Minotaur.
That is 4 points of healing.
Woohoo! Hey, now I have most of the rest of the party's max HP again.
There you go. Agnew, it is your turn. Neander, you are on deck.
Okay. I am going to free the other horse from the cart. I do have a blade on me,
Okay.
so I want to slash whatever is attached to the horse in the cart.
Luckily, you can stay within melee as you do this. Just for shits and gigs, make an attack roll.
Yeah. Twelve.
12. That hits the rope. And the rope has few enough hit points that the horse, and I will say, startled by the fire, perhaps holding its action for such a moment. If I can get it away from... Okay, well... Hang on, I gotta move the cart. This cart's the bane of my existence. The horse is gone! There we go. Okay, that is your action to free the horse. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I think I'm gonna run towards Neander because I have a plan, as close as I can get anyway.
Okay, yeah, you have enough movement. You can get right next to him.
All right, cool. And I think I'll park right there. For
Okay.
now.
Neander, it is your turn. Agnew has just
Neander-
run up next to you.
Yeah, Neander's gonna look at Agnew and he's just gonna nod, and like Agnew, what you see is like silver eyes, but you see like lightning spikes, lightning bolts in his pupils, just going crazy. And Neander's gonna look at that same Crimson Band guy who was shooting at him.
Yeah.
And he puts his hands behind his back, and then what Agnew sees is like him just doing symbols, and you just hear thunder in the background. He's gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast at that guy.
Hell yeah, rolled a hit.
Started blasting.
That is a 19.
Definitely hits. Could you imagine?
Yeah, that's going to be 9 points damage. Well, force damage.
How do you want to do it? Because that does it.
So it's like I'm imagining it's a sunny day. You hear thunder, no clouds in the sky, and the bolt doesn't come from Neander. Just like lightning just appeared out of the sky and just zaps this guy, and Neander just turns around and faces someone else.
Neander, you hear amongst that thunder, you feel like you almost hear a voice. But it's so faint.
You cut out.
Jack.
Yeah.
You cut out for a good minute.
There we go. Neander, you in that thunder, you hear a voice, but it's so faint and far away. Am I cutting out again?
I hear you now. We're good.
God fucking damn it.
It was so good too. I want to hear everything you're saying.
Neander.
There it is.
You as that thunder rolls behind you, you hear a voice in it, but the voice is too distant and far away to make out what it is saying. But it seems familiar to you.
Okay. I think as that happens, Neander's just gonna like. Is there a direction that the voice is coming from?
It seems to be coming from all around. You're not quite sure.
Okay. Neander is just gonna sit there and like you still see like lightning along his fingertips as he's just gonna turn towards where Cal is at where the mage is up there. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. That'll bring us now to Rain. You see Father Caius kind of stepping forward and casting a healing spell on Cal. But
Yeah, I have no healing spells yet. But does this fellow, are you able to see Pin?
yes.
Does he have any weapons in death?
Yes, he does. He is holding, he has a crossbow as well as a sword.
Okay. I don't think I'm proficient in anything really. But I will go pick up that sword. Something better than nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. You arm yourself with a sword.
And then nobody's really too near me, but I will get like on, so I'll grab the thing, come back, and kind of get between this aggressor
Gotcha.
and my mentor and be. I'm not gonna make the move. It's not my way, but I will be ready for.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
It is now the remnants of the Crimson Band's turn. First up, and perhaps the easiest one to tell what they are going to do, I'm just going to real quick check some movement speed, because this guy, as he said earlier, he's just a driver. He is going to use his... Actually, this guy has not been super successful, so he is not going to disengage. So he will use his action to dash. But I do think, Vela... He is going to pass you if you would like to take an attack of opportunity. We're going to see if this villager can as well. No, that guy's not doing great.
He's trying.
He's trying his best. He really is. He literally is just like sprinting down the road northward.
Yeah, I guess I'll try to grab him. I don't want to hurt him. But I have a -1.
I'll say because this is also like a reaction. I'll let you do a dexterity athletics check, and he's going to do a straight dexterity to try to get out of your clutches.
18.
He got a 14. So how do you are you grabbing him? Are you tripping him?
I think it's a grab that is so gentle that it probably stops him in his tracks of like unexpected of what's happening.
Hey.
Yeah, but when he turns around, it's this unsettling figure that he's been looking at. And I think she just goes, wait, please.
What?
Shh. Keep
What does that mean? What does it mean?
I need you to answer some questions. Just a second.
What? He is very confused. But
that's the goal.
But he is there. And I need to check something real quick. Good, that's still going. Perfection. Caro, he's already done one big hit to Ruros. He's going to try and land another one. That is a hit. And that is going to be... Okay. I'm going to tell you guys right now, Ruros has 2 hit points left. If Caro rolls maximum damage on this D6, if he rolls a 6, Ruros will be dead. But that is a 2. So he slashes across Ruros, who falls to the ground bleeding out. He has been dealt a grievous wound, but he is not dead just yet. Zethia is she's going to look at you. And then she's going to look at Father Caius. Perfect time for Bex to return. Zethia, the Crimson Band mage, looks at Cal and then looks at Father Caius, who just healed Cal, and is going to extend her staff. And you see sparks kind of around Father Caius before they ignite into a burst of flame. And Father Caius is going to make a save.
Better not hurt Papa Minotaur.
That is a fail. Father Caius goes down. Parts of his robe right next to you, Rain. As you see him hit the ground, parts of his robe and fur singed, and he is not breathing. Zethia, taking a risk, is going to jump off this ledge.
I'm a swing. I'm
Go for
swinging.
it.
I'm mad.
Roll to hit.
That is a total of 19.
19. Let's see. She would have done it anyway, but even with a shield spell, that does hit. So you roll damage. Okay.
6. 10, 15 slashing.
You focused enough. Now, I want to know, is Cal focused to the point that he seizes this moment? Does he know that Father Caius just went down?
I think he would have followed a sight line before he, and saw her point at him and instinctively swung to, protect him. To,
While you did not block her spell, your blade carves into her as she hits the ground below with a thud. Not fast enough to escape you. Oh, and this guy is not gone. He's right there. That is the Crimson Band's turn. Vela, it is your turn. You have this driver looking very, very confused in front of you.
Oh gosh, there's so much happening. She's trying really hard not to panic. Look, all I need to know is, where were you heading?
Shit. Let's see. I would like you to give me as I get the map back into proper place for the audience. Sorry about that, gang. There we go. This is going to be either a charisma persuasion check or a charisma intimidation check. I'll let you decide which is which. Although with I think one of your features, it could turn into one or the other.
I think I'm safe if I do persuasion.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that right now because we're not ready for that. Okay. 18.
18. He looks at you and just completely bewildered by what is happening. Perhaps, okay, well, I'm just a driver, maybe, okay, and he's just taking them up to the tower ruins up the North Road. Nothing. I mean, as he looks back at Cal and he goes, "Is that guy gonna kill me?"
No, go.
Okay.
He's gonna let go. Let him go. She got her answer.
He will likely run away on his turn. Speaking of the big guy, Cal, it is your turn. You see down here, you see Ruros on the ground by Caro. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna describe what I do, and you tell me if this is action, bonus action, whatever.
Hit me
He's
with it.
gonna walk up and he's gonna grab the Dragonborn's body out of the fountain, pull it up, walk to the edge, just go. Now, if I were you, and he's gonna tap the Dragonborn's limp body with his sword, I'd be putting down that weapon. I beat him, and he's a lot tougher than you.
This will be a full action. This will be a strength intimidation check.
Okay. And I want to add in, I'm like, also, it's about a whole village to one right now. Strength. It's probably my worst roll on the die tonight, but thankfully, plus 5 because I have proficiency in intimidation with my background, so that is a total of 17.
That's your worst roll?
I got a 12 on the die.
Insane.
No, I did get the one really bad roll on perception. That's 0.
Caro is going to... He looks down at Ruros. He looks up at you. He looks at Phaethon's body. His posture slackens. He doesn't look like he's... It looks like he's waiting to see what's going to happen, but on his turn, you will see what his course of action is.
That was that's all my movement. That was my action, bonus action, or not bonus action, action and movement. I don't.
I do want to clarify that Phaethon was about as big as you, probably honestly a little bit bigger.
He knows Phaethon was bigger than him, but he's
sure.
doing the that whole second biggest guy was just a little final dig. But do I have a bonus action? I don't think I do. I do not. We are level 0. I don't have shit.
Yeah. That is going to bring us to initiative count 20. I'm going to roll a death save for Ruros. You're never going to believe it. That's a nat 20. As he is like clutching the wounds, but you see his the wounds are perhaps not as grievous as they could have been. If he receives medical attention, he will likely be okay. This guy, he's been doing it the whole time. He's gonna run up and he's gonna try to... He's not the goddamn cart. Okay. The audience really getting my pain here tonight. Oh boy, we're all over the place.
This one guy has.
He's gonna try and grapple the driver again.
This one guy really doesn't like this drive.
This guy has not rolled above a 6 for these checks. So hey, you get back here. Get back. You're not going anywhere. Get back here.
He's not being very spirited about it. He's just like, come back.
Hey,
can I just say,
stop that.
Can we just say it, guys? It's just Uncle Billy.
He really tries.
There's nobody left for these guys to go after. I don't think any of them want to engage Caro after seeing him like cut down Ruros like that. So we are gonna keep moving to Agnew. It is your turn, and Neander, you're on deck.
Okay. The body that's downed in front of us, they have a hand crossbow, correct?
He has a light crossbow.
Light crossbow, yes. I think I would like to try to nab that.
You absolutely may.
Cool. And then... I'm just sprinting all over the place. All right, so pick up the light crossbow. I am going to sprint over to Kevlar, my new drinking buddy.
Yeah. I don't think you have enough, unless you wanted to use your action to dash.
My action is just to get as close as possible.
Okay.
To
yeah, you make your way
in that direction.
I know it's a straight line for you guys, but I sent him up the stairs. Yeah, you using your movement, you sprint up the stairs up to Calavar, who you see has like, there's like a chunk in like the bits of clothing and armor he has, where like a giant war pick just slammed into his shoulder. He has sustained a massive injury.
That's the arm he's using to hold the big dragon too. He's like, well, I think he's more like holding him like by like the color of his armor.
But yeah, you action to dash unless there's a bonus action you would like to do. I believe that is your turn.
That's my turn.
Alrighty.
I see everything unfold.
Oh, I just realized you're crooked on you're not centered in your square on the layout. I'll fix it next time. Anyway, that brings us to Neander's turn. There's only one Crimson Band member left standing, plus the driver over to your left.
Yeah, I think Neander, like this, he kind of like really like takes a deep breath and taps into his power, and you see like lightning form around, like kind of like gauntlets form around his hands, and he's just gonna walk towards, like right here. I think that's full 30, right there, and he's gonna look at that Crimson Band member, and he's gonna say, kind of like with intimidation, glowing eyes, like, put the weapon down.
Okay. Give me a charisma intimidation.
This dude about to get double intimidated.
Hey, every little bit
It's
helps.
gonna be 18 total.
18, very good. Looking at
We
you,
rolling high.
it'll happen on his turn, but he does make like he is getting ready to put his weapon down.
Okay.
Rain, it is your turn. Father Caius lays next to you.
Yeah, so I will let out an unholy screech, and I'm immediately going to the ground, and I don't know if he's dead or not, but I will try to stabilize him with the little medicinal knowledge that I have, if possible.
I would like you to make a wisdom, I believe medicine is a skill. So
yes.
please make a wisdom medicine check with advantage.
Okay. Oh, hey! Okay, so that's a nat 20 plus 5.
A nat 20, you say?
Yes.
As
The fan.
as you kneel down, you can see. Perhaps you don't want to believe, but Father Caius is not breathing. You do not feel a pulse, but as you reach for your various components and ingredients for the way that you perform your magic, and you begin mixing them together, the sun that has been rising this entire time, the last light of the dawn as the sun comes over the Firespine Mountains, now finally fully illuminating this area, hits you, and something, a belief maybe, an inspiration comes to your mind, something you read or heard years ago. You take a couple of your ingredients and you put them together and like force them, work them down his throat. And as you sit there looking at him, there is a moment that passes, and then you see Father Caius's body shift, and you feel a heartbeat return as he takes in a ragged breath. And whether by your own skill or divine intervention itself, you have performed a miracle in this moment.
I will definitely just kind of collapse on myself and look up. I know there's people around me, but I cannot focus on that right now. I'm just guarding what little life he has.
Absolutely. Father Caius is unconscious at 0 hit points, but he is stable.
Okay.
He will need further attention, but he
Yeah.
is not dead anymore. Well, that's fantastic. It is now the Crimson Band's turn. Caro lays down his sword, looks up at Cal, and yeah, he's gonna use he's gonna start backing up slowly, and then I think once he gets to about here, out of the range of these villagers who are, I think, still somewhat intimidated and afraid to attack him, he is going to use the rest of his movement as well as his action to dash this way towards the end of the map. He's not like full on sprinting. He's kind of doing that like almost like half backwards run thing. He's almost waiting to see if he will be allowed to cut through to the town limits. But let me actually check his speed before I fully land him there. He was here. We'll move him back a little bit. Bringing us back to the top. Oh wait, no, this guy, the driver, who is not grappled. He goes, "Get off of me," and kind of throwing a glance towards Vela, like a very confused by this act of mercy, is once again going to begin sprinting down the northward road into the mountains. Now, Vela, it is your turn.
Oh. There's nothing for her to do right now, so I think she's finally looking around at kind of the carnage around, and that's the worst she's ever seen by far. So I think she just takes a couple of steps back to be away from the, cart on fire.
Yeah. Yes, the cart is still on fire.
And sorry, viewers, she's probably leaving your purview, but she's not far.
No, she's still there.
Yay! Just kind of taking in everything.
All right. And I think as you see like Zethia over here, you see Siegfried over here. They're the ones I think who are the most in your direct line of sight. But you see standing on top, Calivor holding Phaethon's body, and it is likely a very intimidating sight for someone unused to such violence. Cal, speaking of, it is your turn.
So, I've been thinking about what Cal's going to do here. He is going to just run towards Ruros.
Yeah.
And so, here's the thing. I have this innate ability from being a ASMR
Yes, you do.
that lets me give my level's worth of HP to somebody. Can I give him 1 hit point even though we're not level 1 yet?
Not yet. Fate has not called you. Fate is in the process of calling you, but unfortunately, the line is not disconnected yet. But I think as you run up to him, you feel this potential inside of you that you have not felt before. You feel. Tell you what. Give me a charisma check, DC 18.
Come on, I need a 14 on the die.
Easy for you tonight.
That is a 14 on the die. Exactly.
Like I said, you run over to your as you run over to Rose. How do you bestow this 1 hit point to your good friend?
So obviously Calivor doesn't know he can do this.
Yes,
because he's never done it before. But he just reaches out and he's just like, Sylvanok Daybreaker, don't let my friend know. Like I need him. People need him. His family needs him. Please, if you could do anything for any of your followers right now, I need just a little bit of hope.
As you say that hope, there is not a bright glow, but you almost like an outline to your hands as this glow goes from you and closes up the worst of these 2 grievous wounds that Rose has sustained. As he like looks at his own chest and then like looks up at you, just looks absolutely confused.
And for flavor, can we say, like, because we talked about how part of my, and this is the reveal, I'm an ASMR to the
Yes,
audience, I guess.
absolutely.
Part of my ASMR heritage is that his eyes glow a little bit bright blue, but only faintly. Can we say that when this happens, they glow really bright for a second?
You cannot tell what is happening, but Rose is looking at your face in like almost terrified amazement. And I think, and I do want to draw attention to this as Vela, you are kind of taking a step back as you see Cal, just doling out this violence, but then you see him rush down off of this, like throw himself to the ground by his friend, and you see this, what must be divine magic, as he calls out to the gods for hope and healing. And I think maybe that adds some more context to this man. That is your action and your movement.
And I'll just be like, he's just be like, hey, you're okay, buddy, and just do like one little line of dialogue. You're all right, friend. You're right. And then he's just gonna go, hey, Doctor will swing an axe better than that.
He like looks up at you and he goes, I'm all right. Are you all right? As he's like looking at your face, very like still somewhat in awe.
He's just gonna. Nope, he's too dumb to realize that. He's not gonna realize. Look at his face. He's gonna turn, look at his shoulder. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be all right. I'll be all right, buddy. You don't gotta worry about me."
We're gonna go now to Agnew with Neander on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna have it so that Agnew approaches unseen, witnessing what he witnessed. Puzzled and confused, leans over and just says, "How did you do that exactly?"
I think in that moment, I think that is a good moment as Agnew, you look on in perhaps amazement with some confusion. We're going to exit initiative. And in the final moments of this encounter, I would like to know, before we close out the session, what are your characters' concluding thoughts in this moment? We're going to keep going down the initiative order. Neander, how are you? How do you react to this?
I think Neander is surprised by his own. Like Neander, like his powers are always seen as a party trick for his family, right? And so I think it was kind of, he didn't even know what he truly could do. And so he's surprised, but then like that voice that he heard kind of gave him a lot more questions rather than answers. And then and then he looks down at the priest, and he looks at Rain, he just locks eyes, and he just like, is he, basically like the knowing look, like, is he okay? And
yeah.
And I think that's kind of like what Neander's. There's a lot more questions rolling around in this mind in this moment rather than any answers. And I think he's kind of like just take out his book and starts writing out all these questions he has.
Rain, what are your thoughts in this moment?
So Rain had joined Father Caius as, a means to become a healer, because that was the pivot in life and kind of roughly followed the doctrines of the god of dawn, but didn't really fully believe it until this moment. And feeling the miracle that just happened through her hands wishes, she is kind of rethinking her path as far as like, oh God, wait, the God is really real. This is what it could be. So she's feeling a pull to that God for sure right now.
As you all have these moments in this conclusion, that that question from Agnew towards Cal kind of ringing in the stunned silence. There is an air of hope as Caro kind of recedes towards the town's limits, I think ducking into the woods nearby. No one of the town or you all died. And that is perhaps reason for hope. Although, you've certainly learned some more information as far as perhaps what the Crimson Band was doing here. What will you do with that information? Well, we're going to have to find that out next session. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I do hope you'll keep up with us as we get into next session as well. So tune in next time. We are so glad you could join us, and we can't wait to share more of this story with you. Take care, be safe, and we'll see you next time.